Hey, what's the deal? It's your boy Tag from Pro Wrestling Tag. You know what I mean? As of this recording, it is 10:54 p.m. February 20th, 2025. You know what I mean? I was not gonna make another video for the night, but I said, you know what? Fuck it, Tag. You're bored. You know what I mean? Like you got to get ready for work tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? And fuck it. You have nothing to do. There's nothing really going on. You know what I mean? Especially in wrestling. TNA was definitely on tonight. A lot of stuff happened with TNA. Obafemi, showed up at the Impact Zone, right? He was there. I know about Tessa Blanchard getting, she is racist chants. Now, I mean, that's an ugly situation. That's a situation that I probably might make a video about. You know what I mean? That, like I said, that is an ugly fucking situation. That is a very, very ugly sight. You know what I mean? But fuck it. Nonetheless, I decided to make this video for the night because, it's a continuation series that I like to do. You know what I mean? Because I love professional wrestling. And I feel like there are a lot of people who I grew up watching that, they have major influence in today's day and age. You know what I mean? And if you plug them into back then and now, like I think not only they would still be stars, but I think they probably would be bigger stars than they were at that time. And Vader is one of those examples. Big Van Vader is a guy who, he's one of my favorite wrestlers, hands down, of all fucking time. Vader was basically perfect. Now, I mean, Big Van Vader was a guy who, when I first saw him, right? When I first saw him, the first thing I thought about was Juggernaut from, not Jordan Grace, but I'm talking about Juggernaut from the X-Men. You know what I mean? And like, there's a lot of similarities there. I mean, a big dude. You know what I mean? Like to me, he's more big fat than fat. No, I mean, he's more big fat than anything. But the shit he was doing in the ring was just fucking insane. And he had a good character. Because again, you know what I mean? It's Vader time. And his character, he basically was, a big bully who would basically brutalize the fuck out your ass, boy. What? You know what I mean? Leon White started in the AWA. And, I think he was Baby Bull. He was called Baby Bull. But remember, he also played in the NFL. You know what I mean? He played in the NFL and, he got his start in the AWA. And then he wound up going to New Japan where he found that gimmick. You know what I mean? He definitely found that gimmick. Like, he had the helmet. You know what I mean? He had this banging helmet. Like, it had horns, in the back. And then the shit, it blew fire out. That shit was sick. I ain't never seen no shit like that before. That's how you know he was a special deal. Know what I mean? Like, he was just fucking niggas up in the turnbuckle. Boom! Just getting rib shots. Boom, boom, boom. Just catching motherfuckers. You know what I mean? And yeah, like, and then he was doing power bomb. That was like that. His power bomb was sick. You know what I mean? Like, that dude's power bomb was insane. But he wasn't only doing that. Mind you, this guy was, keep in mind, this guy was a big dude. Not only he was, getting you with, with his body physically and such, but the motherfucker was doing moonsaults. This motherfucker did moonsaults, B. He did fucking moonsaults, yo. Like, that dude was just, that dude was ahead of his time because you never seen a dude that size doing the shit he was doing. You never saw that. You know what I mean? And, he had great feuds with Sting. You know what I'm saying? He had, I remember him, with that match against Ric Flair for the WCW championship. Like, he had, WCW, like, yes, when I think of Vader, I automatically think of WCW, right? Automatically think. Then when Hogan got there, that's when, shit just went downhill from there from him. You know what I'm saying? Because just like all the other people that was out there, Ron Simmons and Two Coat Scorpio and fucking, Mick Foley and such, anyone who was a a WCW original during that time, like Steve Austin, Brian Pillman, anyone who was a WCW original during that time, was pushed to the side. You know what I mean? And they were no longer being used. So basically they was phasing them out. So he wound up jumping to the World Wrestling Federation. And I thought he would have been great. You know what I mean? Like I thought, like the first time he was there, like he went to the Royal Rumble, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, like he debuted and he was doing the same shit that he was doing in WCW, just getting motherfuckers. But of course, yes, I did hear about him doing shit backstage and how he was stiffing people. And, the whole Shawn Michaels thing that happened in SummerSlam basically just screwed everything up for Vader. And then from that point on, it was fucked up because there were I thought he would have been a great WWF champion. Like that's exactly what he was brought in for. But I think, it had more to do with him being stiff and such than anything else. I mean, him and The Undertaker had a good match. Him and Ken Shamrock, that probably was his best feud to date. You know what I mean? Against Ken Shamrock in the WWF. And then 1998 came and, everything just went completely downhill from there even more. Like he no longer was viewed as a main eventer. At the time, I thought he was going to go to WCW because WCW listen, I think Vader could have been a big star during the Attitude Era in WCW. I know he would have been used properly, for sure. Shit, you didn't think I want to see Vader versus Goldberg? Like, come on. And I think he wound up going to TNA. I think he wound up doing some stuff for TNA. They came back to the WWF and, in the WWE, with Goldust, it was like pretty awkward. Like he came in and then, he just disappeared. But I know he also was in All Japan Pro Wrestling where he was very dominant. Now, I mean, he was extremely dominant and such where you see the real Vader. And I noticed something too. I noticed that, I don't know if WWE didn't allow him to bring the mask. I thought he would have been fucking great with that mask when he was Vader. Remember, when he was just plain Vader, not Big Van Vader, but Vader. Remember, Vince wanted to call this motherfucker the Mastodon. But Jim Cornette said, no. But they still added that in there. But you know what? Another place where I think he should have went to as well. I think he definitely would have been dominant. For sure. He would have been dominant in ECW. I think Vader would have been, that fits his overall, mystique. You know what I mean? A big tough motherfucker who's just fuck your ass up right there. You know what I mean? Like he used his body and such. Like I said, like the stuff he was doing, like, that power bomb. I mean, that fucking power bomb. That power bomb was just insane. Remember, he was one of the three pillars of that power bomb. It was him, Sid and Kevin Nash. And there's a lot of wrestlers who, in today's day and age, who took a lot of inspiration from fucking Vader. A lot. I mean, we could go to like Keith Lee. You know what I mean? There's stuff that he was doing. There's things that he does that fucking mirrors Vader. You know what I mean? Fucking Bronson Reed is another one. You know what I'm saying? Fucking, who else? Jacob Fatu, like you see what he does, right? Fucking Wardlow. There's things that Gunther. You know what I'm saying? Like with the heavyweights and shit, right? And again, like the stuff that Vader was doing was just out of this fucking world to the point where like he stuck out. If this was today, without a shadow of fucking doubt, Vader would definitely be a world champion straight off the fucking back because of what he brings to the table. You know what I mean? Because of that. And it's a shame, man. His last pro wrestling match, believe it or not, was against Will Ospreay. It was against Will Ospreay. And it just didn't look right. Remember, Will Ospreay called out. He said something about Vader online, right? Or I think it was the other way around, and some shit happened. And then Vader, him and Vader actually fought a match. They had a match. You know what I mean? They had a fucking match. That's what I should do. Like, very unusual pro wrestling matches. I am going to do that. You know what I mean? I'm definitely going to do that and such. Right? I'm probably going to do that as a series. But, yeah, man, that was his last match. But it was a shame because, again, Vader was that dude, yo. Vader, like I said, he had a unique look with the mask and, the fucking backwards singlet and everything. Man, like, he was fucking great, man. He was a terrific wrestler, yo. May that dude rest in peace, man. But I'm about to be out, guys. You know what I mean? I'm gonna definitely check you out tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Let's see if there's some news tomorrow, all right? Peace!